In a quiet African village called Uratta, life flows like a calm river, with people going about their daily routines surrounded by nature's beauty. But amidst this peaceful scene, there's a person who stands out and stirs up strong feelings in the villagers, and that was Kellan. Kellan is a young man who came to Uratta from somewhere unknown, and his arrival has left the villagers feeling uneasy. He's different from everyone else, with a serious look and a way of moving that catches people's attention. As Kellan walks through the village, people can't help but talk about him. They wonder where he came from and what he's doing here. Some even think he's a bad omen, bringing trouble with him wherever he goes. But not everyone sees Kellan in a negative light. Some are curious about him and want to know his story. They believe there's more to him than meets the eye, and they're determined to find out what it is. As the day turns to night, the villagers are left wondering about Kellan and the secrets he keeps. Little do they know, the answers they seek may uncover truths they never expected. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over Uratta Village. The reasons behind the villagers' intense dislike of Kellan became increasingly evident. Kellan's arrival in Uratta was shrouded in mystery, his origins a puzzle waiting to be solved. Without knowledge of his past or family, the villagers couldn't help but feel wary of this stranger who seemed to appear out of thin air. His enigmatic presence sparked whispers and speculation, creating a sense of unease that lingered in the air like the scent of rain before a storm. From the moment Kellan set foot in the village, it was clear that he was unlike anyone they had ever encountered. While the villagers adhered to age-old customs and traditions, Kellan marched to the beat of his own drum. His unconventional behavior, whether it was his choice of attire, his solitary wanderings, or his preference for solitude over communal gatherings, left the villagers feeling unsettled, as though a pebble had been dropped into the tranquil waters of their existence. Amidst the whispers and speculation, rumors began to spread like wildfire through the village. Stories of Kellan's supposed misdeeds and shadowy affiliations circulated freely, fueling the flames of fear and mistrust. With each passing day, the veil of uncertainty surrounding Kellan grew thicker, obscuring the truth beneath layers of suspicion and conjecture. As twilight enveloped the village in its velvety embrace, the reasons behind Uratta's intense dislike of Kellan became as clear as the stars in the night sky. Yet, amidst the darkness of suspicion and mistrust, a flicker of curiosity danced like a flame in the wind, hinting at the possibility of uncovering the truth behind the enigma of Kellan and the depths of the villagers' animosity. The sun rose over Uratta Village, illuminating the landscape with its golden rays. The tension between Kellan and the villagers reached a fever pitch. The clash between tradition and change, between the familiar and the unknown, threatened to tear the fabric of the community apart. Kellan's disregard for the customs and traditions that had guided Uratta Village for generations was a source of great consternation among the villagers. While they held fast to the rituals and practices passed down from their ancestors, Kellan seemed intent on forging his own path, heedless of the consequences. This clash of traditions created a rift within the community, with some villagers viewing Kellan's actions as a direct challenge to their way of life. Moreover, Kellan's mysterious origins and unconventional behavior instilled a deep-seated fear of the unknown among the villagers. They couldn't shake the feeling that there was something inherently dangerous about this stranger in their midst, something that threatened to disrupt the delicate balance of their existence. This fear festered like a wound, feeding into the growing distrust and suspicion towards Kellan and his intentions. As tensions mounted, the villagers' beliefs about Kellan became increasingly distorted, clouded by fear and uncertainty. Rumors of his supposed powers and affiliations with dark forces spread like wildfire through the village, fueling the flames of paranoia and mistrust. Despite Kellan's attempts to prove his innocence and earn the trust of the villagers, their misguided beliefs seemed impossible to shake. Amidst the chaos and confusion, Kellan stood as a solitary figure, his presence a lightning rod for the villagers' deepest fears and insecurities. As the sun set once again over Uratta Village, casting long shadows over its winding streets and thatched roofs, the stage was set for a showdown between tradition and change, between fear and understanding. And in the heart of it all stood Kellan, a symbol of everything the villagers feared and everything they didn't understand. In the quiet corners of Uratta Village, where shadows danced in the fading light of dusk, the echoes of past conflicts reverberated through the collective memory of its inhabitants, leaving behind scars that refused to heal. Previous clashes between Kellan and the villagers had left deep wounds that lingered beneath the surface, like hidden currents in a tranquil river. Instances where Kellan's actions were perceived as harmful or malicious had sown seeds of discord within the community, creating rifts that seemed impossible to bridge. Tragic events, too, had left their mark on the village, further exacerbating the animosity towards Kellan. Whether through misfortune or circumstance, Kellan had found himself entangled in moments of loss and hardship within the village, his presence serving as a painful reminder of the fragility of life. The villagers, grappling with grief and searching for someone to blame, had turned their ire towards Kellan, seeing him as the source of their woes. Yet, despite Kellan's attempts to make amends and mend bridges, the villagers' resentment towards him remained palpable, like a heavy fog obscuring the path to reconciliation. They couldn't forget the pain and suffering they believed Kellan had caused, nor could they forgive him for his perceived transgressions. In the quiet of the evening, as the village lay bathed in the soft glow of twilight, the wounds of the past continued to haunt Uratta Village, casting a shadow over the possibility of healing and redemption. And amidst it all, Kellan stood as a solitary figure, a symbol of the village's collective pain and sorrow, longing for forgiveness in the eyes of those who could not forget. As the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Uratta Village stirred with a sense of anticipation, as if the very air crackled with the promise of change. Amidst the whispers of the morning breeze and the gentle rustle of leaves, the villagers found themselves at a crossroads, torn between the shadows of the past and the shimmering beacon of hope that beckoned them towards a brighter future. In the quiet moments before the village awoke, a small group of villagers gathered, their faces etched with determination and curiosity. They were the seekers of truth, the ones who dared to question the narratives of fear and suspicion that had woven a tangled web around Kellan. With open hearts and minds, they embarked on a journey to unravel the enigma that was Kellan, driven by a hunger for understanding and a thirst for justice. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of the village, another group assembled, a motley crew of peacemakers and bridge builders, their spirits buoyed by the possibility of reconciliation. They understood that healing the wounds of the past required more than just words. It demanded action, empathy, and a willingness to forgive. With outstretched hands and hearts brimming with compassion, they extended an invitation to Kellan, offering him the chance to make amends and to walk the path of redemption alongside them. And then there was Kellan himself, standing at the precipice of destiny, his gaze fixed on the horizon with a steely resolve. He knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges and obstacles, yet he refused to be deterred. With every step he took, he left behind the shadows of his past, embracing the light of a new beginning with each stride. For Kellan, the journey towards redemption was not just about proving his innocence. It was about discovering the strength and courage that lay within him, waiting to be unleashed. As the sun rose higher in the sky, casting its warm embrace over the village, the air buzzed with the palpable energy of transformation. In Uratta Village, where once there had been only darkness and discord, a new chapter was beginning, a chapter filled with the promise of understanding, forgiveness, and the boundless possibility of redemption. And amidst it all, the villagers stood united, their hearts beating as one, ready to embrace the dawn of a new era with open arms. In the heart of Uratta Village, where the rhythms of life echoed through the rustling leaves and winding pathways, the journey towards understanding and redemption unfolded like a gripping tale, filled with twists and turns that tested the resilience of all involved. For Kellan, the path to redemption was fraught with inner demons, shadows of his past that threatened to drag him back into the darkness from which he had emerged. Wrestling with doubts and insecurities, he found himself on a journey of self-discovery, determined to prove his worthiness of forgiveness and redemption with each step he took. Meanwhile, within the village itself, old prejudices and biases resurfaced, casting a dark cloud over the fragile progress that had been made. Despite the efforts of those who sought understanding and reconciliation, there were those who clung stubbornly to their mistrust, unwilling to let go of the grudges that had festered within their hearts for so long. The clash of conflicting ideologies threatened to tear the community apart, yet amidst the chaos and discord, glimmers of hope began to emerge. Small moments of connection and understanding that served as beacons of light in the darkness. People from all walks of life came together, setting aside their differences in pursuit of a common goal. In that shared humanity, they found the strength to overcome even the greatest of obstacles, forging bonds that transcended the barriers of fear and mistrust. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting its warm glow over the village, the people of Uratta stood united, their hearts beating as one. Though the journey towards understanding and redemption had been fraught with challenges, they had emerged stronger, more resilient, and more united than ever before. And as they looked towards the future, they did so with hope in their hearts, knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. As the days passed in Uratta Village, the journey towards understanding and redemption continued to unfold, weaving a tapestry of resilience, compassion, and hope. With each sunrise, the villagers found themselves drawn closer together, bound by a shared commitment to healing the wounds of the past and forging a brighter future for generations to come. Amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life, acts of kindness and reconciliation became commonplace, like flowers blooming in a barren desert. Neighbors who had once regarded each other with suspicion now came together in solidarity, extending a helping hand to those in need and offering words of encouragement to those who had lost their way. For Kellan, the transformation was nothing short of miraculous. With the support of the community behind him, he found the courage to confront his deepest fears and insecurities, emerging from the shadows of his past with a newfound sense of purpose and determination. No longer burdened by the weight of guilt and shame, he embraced his role as a catalyst for change, inspiring others to follow in his footsteps and strive for forgiveness and redemption. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Uratta's journey was the power of forgiveness, a force so profound that it had the ability to heal even the deepest of wounds. As old grievances were set aside and resentments dissolved, the villagers discovered that forgiveness was not just a gift to be given, but a gift to be received, a transformative force that had the power to mend broken relationships and restore the bonds of community. As dawn broke over Uratta Village, a sense of peace and contentment settled over the community like a warm embrace. The once tattered fabric of their society had been mended, and in its place flourished a tapestry of unity, compassion, and understanding. Kellan, once an outcast, now stood proudly among his fellow villagers, his past transgressions forgiven and his place in the community firmly secured. Together, they worked hand in hand to rebuild what had been broken, their collective spirit shining as brightly as the morning sun. With laughter ringing through the streets and smiles adorning every face, Uratta Village had become a beacon of hope and resilience, a testament to the transformative power of forgiveness and redemption. And so, as the villagers gathered once more beneath the shade of the baobab tree, they raised their voices in a joyful chorus, celebrating the happy ending to their tale of trials and triumphs. With hearts full of gratitude and spirits soaring high, they embraced the future with open arms, knowing that together they could overcome any challenge that lay ahead. If you enjoyed this story of resilience and redemption, don't forget to share it with your friends and family, and subscribe for more inspiring tales of hope and humanity. Together, let's spread the message of forgiveness and unity far and wide, making the world a brighter and more compassionate place for all.